I want to start from a basic level for today's session, that where I want all the freshers to understand these concepts. Now coming to our today's topic, small comparison between desktop and a server, right? Because a database is running on a server. Databases basically they run on servers. A simple question for you guys, all of you. I want you guys to participate, right, with me. What is a server? Tell me please, anyone. What is a server? Anyone, even from online.
CPU and a memory is a server.
CPU and a memory is a server. Is it right? In my mobile, I have CPU or not? In my mobile, I have memory or not? So is it a server going to be? No, right? So that means no.
Okay, Akal, big difference
Anji.
between desktop and CPU. Server is having a more computational power as compared to desktop. It has CPU, memory, everything. The our disk interface architecture is a difference as compared to desktop, and we can have a higher bandwidth of network on.
Gurvinder ji. It's Gurvinder,
Yes.
right? Yeah, I understand, Gurvinder ji. Gurvinder ji, these questions are not for you.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Thank you. Right. Freshers, please. Our few years of experience, guys. Please tell me, what is a server? That what server will do, that is the one part. It responds to a client request. It processes your queries faster. That is the job of a server. It is server. Correct? A server is nothing but a machine. It's a physical machine. Like car, you see physically, there is a car, a machine, machinery. Same like server is also a machine. It is similar to your laptop, your PCs, what you use. Similar. Right? Yes. Electric car or the normal car, they are nearly similar. Certain features are different, but they are cars, right? Same way server is, I can say, like start with just a PC. Now, what is the PC or your laptop actually contains? We know what is the purpose of them. Purpose is that we can compute, we can work, we can open some application, right? We can run some applications in my laptop or PC, that's fine. But what you have in your laptop or PC? It is a machine, as I told. Let me keep it here. Let's say this is my desktop PC. What PC? It is a desktop PC. Normally when we say PC is generally what we see there. Laptops, fine. That is one model. You will be having a CPU. It's actually a CPU box, I can say. Correct? The normal diagrams, I need a marker here. I have a CPU box, and you will be having a monitor, correct? And a keyboard, and also a mouse, keyboard. A keyboard or wireless, I can say. Fine? Yeah. This is my system. I hope it's clear, guys. Anything with the video? Anything? Right? The things are clear, right? Visible?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Good. Thank you. Now, so this is like a system where we have a display, monitor, keyboard, mouse, CPU. I don't want to go into very basic. Okay, fine. This is the main thing. It's actually a CPU box, but internal inside this is the main component of our system. What you have in the system now, in this box. Let me keep it little bigger. The box. What you have in this? We got a motherboard where your hard disks are connected. You have n number of hard disks which are connected, right? You also have the CPU on them. What you have? You got the CPU, a physical CPU, right? A CPU. You also have the RAM slots, correct? Plus you got the power supply here, correct? And then you got one more multiple network cards for clients to connect. These are my Ethernet cards, right? Ethernet cards. Generally, you will have only one network card. one network card, you will have a power supply, hard disk, CPU, memory, all this. Correct? Major components. You can write these things later, note down this later. Don't worry, just be on the board. Now, let's see the configuration. What kind of configuration you have? You have a CPU. What kind of CPUs it is? Like it could be i3 or i5. What is that? i7. Nowadays we got i9 even. Correct? What are these? Mostly they are all what it could be like a dual core. Dual core means how many cores? CPUs will have cores in it. Correct? How many cores it is? Yeah, you can adjust if you want. You can better shift your chairs, right? If it is not visible, please. So two cores. Then next we got four cores. Where is a quad core or what? Quad core. Octa core means how many? Eight. Normally these kind of cores of CPU you can see. Correct? How much RAM? That depends on the number of RAM slots in that. Generally, you will see only two. Basically, depends on again the model and or that one. You might have even four, but basically two. Let's go with the two. Laptops even you see only two. How much RAM you can keep? That depends on the RAM card, right? You might have 4 GB card. It is outdated nearly nowadays. People are using 8 GB minimum. So 8 plus 8, how much it will become then? It will become 16 GB. Or if you are keeping a 16 GB plus 16 GB, it will become how much? 32 GB of RAM. 32 GB of nearly RAM. How many hard disks you can have? In laptop, only one. Correct? In desktop PCs, you can have more, a bigger box, you can have more number of disks. Again, how many? That depends on this controller. This is called as what? A controller. Correct? Controller. So what kind of controller? These are SATA controllers. Which controllers? SATA controller connector. Correct? Like your mobile with charge, right? You have the pin plug there. We keep the cable. Which one? Normally nowadays we are using Type C. Earlier one was different. Correct? Micro something. Yeah. So like this, we have a SATA controllers on the motherboard where you connect your hard disks. Hard disks. I kept two. Like basically, you will have always two minimum, right? Yeah. So even two or four. So you can connect two or four hard disks. What is the capacity of a hard disk, guys? Capacity size 1 TB, 2 TB. Okay, generally we like to go with 1 TB standard. So if I say 4 hard disks I can attach, how many, what is the storage I got totally? 4 TB is my storage. So see, these are the main components: CPU, memory, the storage in your system. When you are buying a system, we see these things. And your monitor is separate. You can decide which size of monitor you wanted. If it is a laptop, again, what size of display you wanted? 14-inch, 15-inch, 17-inch. I don't know. We have 17-inch laptop? No. Nowadays, the laptops are becoming so slim. 13-inch you got, 13-inch also, 12-inch, right? Yeah. So it's really very difficult for me to use that one. So, right? Fine. But main components, CPU, memory, understood please? These are all things normally we check for your PCs. This is the machine, a box which consists of all these components in it, right? Okay, now the main thing, what is the difference? Right? I'm coming to the server part because we should understand actually database runs on a server, not on a normal machine. Now, what is a server actually? Okay, before we go, simple question for you guys. Can I run? This is, let's say this is my laptop configuration or a PC configuration. I have a PC. Can I have my Oracle database running in that PC? Possible or not? Can I install Oracle database in my PC? Possible or not, guys? Please tell me, everyone. A question. Yes, we can do, right?
Yes,
We
possible.
can. Yes, possible. We can install. We can do. Right? Yeah. We can have even our application also running in the same PC. We can have our application also running in the PC. Okay, before I go to the server part again, there are, right, okay, fine. Let me continue, sorry. So, the problem challenge comes up here, for how much time You want to work with your database. Example, in my PC, I installed Oracle database and I'm using it. For personal purpose, I can use, but for our office purpose, if I use a PC installing a database and also a small application in that, a web-based application, for our internal office purpose, we are using that PC. Might be we can use in our office, because at the end of the day, evening 6, 7, 8, we close, shut down, everything is shut down and we can walk up. So same way, can we use the same PC for other businesses? What we have in the PC, we got OS by default. Keep it in mind, right? Operating system will be there, correct? We have OS. On top of OS, I have an application, a browser based application for our office, plus also a database. Application, database, OS, all are running in this PC. So similar architecture design, can we give it to some other businesses, right? Yes, we can give, they can also use, but depends on their usage, depends on their how much time or for how long they want to run that PC, right? Businesses, they are different nowadays compared to years back. Years back, like 10, 15 years back, everything is shut down. You won't get anything in the market after 7, 8, 9. Now even midnight, 2 o'clock, you want anything, you'll get it, find it anywhere, right? Because businesses nowadays, they are running 24 by 7, nearly 24 by 7. Round the clock, they are running, right? In that kind of environment, if I run my office even 24 by 7 kind of thing, then can I use this PC, same application database to run 24 by 7? Might be I can run. What happens? After a week, after a month, I'm sure 100% it will burn out. Getting my point? Why? Why? Overheating? Continuously running, man. Continuously running. The PC, right? For the last 1 week, 10 days, 15 days, 1 month, it will burn out. Why? Because they are not designed to run for 24 into 7 or round the clock. Simple example, man. We all drive the bikes. Take your bike. Example, I have my very old bike, Pulsar 150cc. Take that bike and go to the outer ring road. We have very good outer ring roads. Drive with a full speed. You can drive, right? Yeah, 100, 110, 120 max something. Fine. What happens after half an hour? After half an hour, what happens? Tell me please. You drive the bike, right? Fast. What happens? If you drive continuously, full speed, right? Half an hour, what happens? Anyone online?
Machine
Off,
become overheated.
overheated and off. We all know that.
Will stop.
What we do, we have just put a stand and leave it for some time, let it get cooled down. Correct? Yeah, the bikes are designed to drive faster even to max speed. Yeah, but the problem is that continuously driving it for long, overheating and they go down. Why? Because they are not designed for these kind of activity. Same like your PCs are not designed for continuous running hours and hours without down. PC means what? Personal computer. Personal means it is mine, not for everyone. Right? It is a personal computer. Fine. So as long as I want to work, use it. How long I will work? Hardly 6 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours. The remaining 8 hours I have to shut down myself and even the system. Correct? That way they are designed to work personal. But if you are running it for everyone round the clock, they are not designed. They will burn out for sure. No doubt. Right? Take any brand mobile, play a video game for 4 hours, 6 hours. You can see the heat, how they are getting heated up. Yes, they're not designed. You can play a game, but not continuous. So please understand, continuous part is the important thing here. The design comes in picture. If you want to drive your bike continuously, take a sports bike. They will have a lot of cooling features and many more. You can drive directly to Bangalore even. Hours and hours you can drive. They are designed for that. So the main thing here, the components in my PC, they are not designed for continuous running. Correct? and my application and database, I want them to run continuous for my business. So then you need to go for another machine. We call it as a server. In this also you have a power plug. You also have a motherboard. You got the disks in them. Correct? What more? You have CPU. Yeah. You also got, what is that? RAM. Yes. You also have the network cards to access. Same design. Nearly same. Nearly same. Now let's look at the configuration part of this, right? CPU here, what kind of Intel CPUs? Intel, right? Mostly Intel. What is that minimum? i3 or i5 or i7? We all know about it, correct? And they will have the number of cores in them. I am sure i3 will have 2 core only. But when you go for i5 or something, you will see 4 core minimum. i7, i9, you might have 8 or higher cores. Number of cores are increased, right? So maximum core, how much you can say? 8 core. But if you look at these CPUs are basically Xeon processors. Which processors? Xeon. These are a normal Intel processor, normal PC processor, and these are Intel Xeon processor servers. Different? Yeah, because as I told, a normal bike and a sports bike. Correct? Now, here you will have, as you ended up here with 8 core, you can have minimum 8 core here. If you want, you can get the CPUs with what core? 16 core, or even how much? 32 core or higher than that. 32 core or more than that CPUs. Correct? Okay. Desktop, PC, motherboard, you will have only one slot to keep your, what is this? CPU in this, CPU. Correct? But the servers, you can keep what? What is this? Multiple slots to keep multiple CPUs. Simple, man. Your phone, nowadays the latest phones, dual SIM. If you take out the tray, you have 2 slots. It's up to you. If you want to, you can keep 2 SIMs and use it. I don't know. We have mobiles with 3 SIMs or not, I don't know. But 2 SIMs, dual SIMs. Earlier to that, only 1 SIM you can keep. Correct? Yeah, because number of slots, it is supported and designed that way. So same server's motherboard will have multiple slots kind of thing where you can keep multiple CPUs. Like minimum, basically servers will have minimum 2 CPUs there. Minimum 2 CPUs. You can have even more than that. Right? Now each CPU 32 core into 4. Calculate. 100 plus cores. 120 somewhere. 128 core. Oh wow, you got nearly 128 core of CPU here. Is that correct? 128 core. Huge capacity also. It's not just only a branded one, a good model or a design, no, but it also gives you more power. Here you are maximum reaching up to 8 core kind of thing, but here you got 128 or more than that even. Depends on models. Now coming to the RAM, you got only 4 slots here. Here you got only 2 slots minimum. Here it's not 4. Basically you will have minimum 4 or more than that, like a 8 slots, 14 slots, sorry, 12 slots, 16 slots, 24 slots also you will have mother, what we call for RAM, right? So you can have minimum RAM, I'm saying, like you ended up how much here? 32. Let me start with 32 GB. If you want more, you can have up to, no, you want more, how much? No, you want more, how much more? No, you want more, how much? No, you want more, how much more? You can even have 1 terabyte of RAM itself, not a disk. I told very less again, right? You can even have more than that. You can have 2 TB, 3 TB, 4 TB, up to like 6 TB or more. Exadata, Oracle Exadata, you would have seen or heard about it. Yeah, we got terabytes in that. 1 terabyte, sorry, 3 terabyte of what we call RAM we have in that. Huge, huge RAM, nowhere comparable with the desktop, right? Wow, great. CPU, memory, so much of. What about the disks? Again, right? This is the boss. Okay, before coming to the disk, let me talk about. You got how many? Only one. Here you got multiple power supplies. See again, the very important part here, the components in the server are robust, right? Quality is much more better compared to this. Nowhere comparison first, right? So very much better, and they are designed to run continuously 24/7 for not only just days, months and months, not only months, even for years and years, right? How old your laptop? Is anyone owning a laptop 10-year-old? Nearly no. Hardly 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Many things are gone, we'll throw it out. No one will take it for second hand even, gone. Servers, they run for years, man. I have a server here, I'll be showing it later, right? So we have a server here, we have servers with us. We have a server that is older, like got it somewhere in 2012, 13. More than 10 years. Thank God, it's still running. Super. We can't imagine or expect with the PCs, right? The quality, and again they are 24/7. I think day before yesterday, only Sunday, last Sunday, we kept it shut down for a day. Let's keep it down for some time, right? Let it get cooled. Some maintenance you have to take care. Why? They're designed. The main thing here, design. And another important thing, servers will give you more. What is that? They're designed from a which point of view? Availability. Correct? The power supply here, the connector, right? If any reason this power, whatever the supply socket is here, or the power coming in fails, having an issue, server will go down. I don't want server to go down. We got one more socket, dual power sockets with power. You should provide it from two different supplies. If one goes off, still my server is running from the second one. Availability, right? Redundant, we call them as redundant components. Basically, servers will have redundant power supplies. Correct? Yeah, power supply. Network card. Network card in our laptop, PC, we have a network card. What is that? What is that network card? I think it's RJ45 or 47, some number we call. We call basic. Okay, leave it the numbering. I'll tell it normal. It is a gigabit Ethernet card. Which one? Gigabit network interface card, NIC card. Gigabit interface card. Gigabit means it is 1 gigabit. 1 gigabit. It is a small b here. If you write it here separately, 1 gigabit, not byte. It is bits. Again, I don't want to go into bits and bytes. Basically, 1 gigabit means somewhere it is something like a 1000 gigabits, right? Sorry, 1000 bits, correct? If I convert divided by 9, somewhere 9, it will come around 120 MB per second. This is the speed you will get. How much? Actually, it is 120 MB divided by 9, 1 gigabit, right? Divided by 9, somewhere 120, 130 MB per second. That is the speed. Nowadays, we are getting internet, right? Wow, fiber everywhere. Nowadays, we got fiber, right? Airtel fiber, Geo fiber, they started. Fiber, we started seeing it from a starting of my career, like a DBA when I started 2000, 2001. That time only I seen the fiber cable, luckily. Because we work on the server side, so we'll know. Servers, the fiber technology is already there with the servers. Fiber is used for high speed data transfer. right? Servers, yeah. But now it became very, very, very cheaper and very handy kind of thing. Now even available for our normal residential purpose also. Fiber. And they say like how much 1 gigabit, 1 gigabit maximum, correct? What will be the speed actually you get? 120 MB bytes per second. Normally the desktops, PCs will have a gigabit. Gigabit is nothing but just a 1 gigabit. 1 gigabit network card, right? Network cards. But servers, right? 1 gigabit no one will use. Servers will have 10 gigabit, right? How much? 10 gigabit or 25 gigabit per second network cards. Servers will have 10 gigabit or 25 gigabit network cards. So now, what I was talking about, the network card, you see that the speed. And again, the good thing with the servers, here you have only one network card on your laptop. Even PCs will have one extra if you want to add. Servers will have multiple cards, man. Multiple cards. You might have two 10 gigabit or four 10 gigabit, two 25 gigabit or four 25 gigabit of cards. You can have multiple cards available. Comparison. Understood, please? Now coming to the last part, what is the next one is? The storage you ended up here with only 4, and that depends again on the controllers. These are called controllers, please, right? On your server where hard disks are connected on the motherboard. On motherboard you have a controller. So these are basically SATA controllers, cheaper models, but actual servers will use what controllers? SAS controllers. They're expensive, right? And the hard disk what you use here, it's not the same what you use here. They are different. The PC hard disk, how much you get for 1 TB here? 1 TB hard disk, what is the price you pay? Nearly 4,000, 3 to 4. Okay, 4,000 or 4K per 1 TB hard disk, correct? But this 1 TB you get it minimum, 1 TB you get it minimum for 8K. The hard disks are different. We call them as enterprise hard disk. Please understand the disks also. The storage medium is also very important. Why? I learned some time back, like we have a CCTVs here and there is a problem with the hard disk failed. We have so many hard disks, we removed and we kept another hard disk, we were using it. Again, the something IO error, we got it, we thought IO error because of the disk. We removed that, we thought let's buy a new one. We got a 500 GB hard disk and kept it there and we are running. Again, after 3-4 months, again it gave an IO error. I called up the technician, boss, please come and check. There's something problem with the hard disk. We changed it 1 to 3 times. Still I'm getting problem could be with the DVR where it is recording, right? That guy has seen, oh sir, you are using a normal disk. What happened? Well, you should not use this disk. They won't work. For CCTV, there is a separate disk available. You know? Don't know. Okay, then I learned. How come? Then I realized, oh, fine, I understand. I got the point. Yeah, why? Because CCTVs are running 24/7, day and night, right? 24/7 they are running, and continuously there is an IO, some IO happening and writing on the disk. That means my disk is running 24/7. It's a normal PC disk you can't use. If you run 3-4 months, I understood what is the problem. They're expensive again. That 1 terabyte, you are getting it for nearly 6-7,000. CCTVs, they will have a different hard disk. Same like servers will have a different hard disk. SATA hard disk, another is what? SAS. SAS devices are different, connectors are different. Yes, big change. So that's why servers are robust. They run for days and days, months and months, and years, 24/7 without going down. The components, each and every component in the server is designed to give you the maximum what? Availability without going down, where this one hardly I can use it only for personal purpose, correct? And I have to keep it down for getting it cooled. Cooling should be there, but that they runs. As the architecture is different, components, terminologies, components are same, but the way they're designed is different, correct? That's why the servers are really expensive. Desktop PC, how much they charge you get, man? Hardly 40,000, 50, 60, 80,000, nearly 1 lakh. You get a very good PC, powerful. No, they start with minimum 1 lakh kind of thing. 1 lakh you won't get a server first. Minimum 1.5 to 2 lakhs minimum they start, and they goes in lakhs like a 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 50 lakhs, 1 CR plus. That depends on the type of model, configuration, brand, n number of things. They look very expensive servers. And PCs, I can keep it anywhere. I can carry anywhere. Servers, you can't. You should have to have a separate room, a dedicated room where you have to keep. Delicate. Example, someone buys a sports car, a sports bike. Do you want to park it with everyone in the apartment? No, right? You will want to have a separate parking with some safeguard kind of thing. I don't want any scratches or any dust to fall on that one. Keep it safe or not? Better maintenance, you take care. Same way here, servers should be kept in a separate room. We call those rooms as data center. What are those? Data center. There should be a different flooring, ceiling, ventilation, lighting, cooling, humidity, temperature, power supplies. Lot of things comes into that picture. A complete design itself for that. Again, data center means again a complete design. Right? Very few of us, very few DBS will get a chance to go to a data center, work on a database server, or enter into a data center. Very few people just generally remotely they access. Right? Thank God, luckily I got a chance to go into data centers. Many times I went. A couple of years back, I went to here Hyderabad. Also, we have that Hyderabad police, right? We have Commissionerate Gachibowli. They have very good data center. I surprised. Oh, government department and very nice data center, man. Big one, bigger than our. It's like a completely our floor, the building, whole building, bigger than that. A nice one, good servers. See, so you'll get. If you get a chance, please, that is a luckiest day kind of thing, right? Visit once the data center, right? They are awesome. It's very difficult to work in a data center. Inside data center, you can't. It is like a freezer kind of thing. Lot of noise. Like so you're somewhere into a factory, like lot of manufacturing factories, lot of machinery runs, right? That kind of noise you get because of those servers only for the servers. Powerful, right? So please, okay, now I hope you understood a small difference, a comparison. Please understand, server is a machine with a lot of components, similar components as a PC, but they give you the maximum availability. They're designed to run continuously, right? Now, any kind of your requirement, like where you want the machine to be available for continuously, then you have to go for what? Servers. Is that correct? Yeah, you need to go for a server. Okay, so now coming to the server side, the storage part, that's a nice one, which we missed. See, again, that depends on the motherboard and the number of controllers you have. If you have 4 controllers, you can connect 4 hard disks, right? What is the size of hard disk? Normally on this side, you got 1 TB of the hard disk. Here also you can go with the 1 TB, right? Or even 2 TB. Have you what is the maximum size of hard disk available currently? Have you seen or gone through any time 4 TB of hard disk? 4 TB hard disk, 4 terabyte. Yes, 8 terabyte. We have 8 terabyte of hard disk even. 12 terabyte. Yeah, we have 12 terabyte of hard disk. Or more than that, 14 terabyte is also there. In Exadata, there are 14 terabyte of hard disk. Each hard disk is 14 TB. 14 TB, really expensive again, yeah. So like that, you can go with a number of, so let's say I'll go with the same 1 TB, let's continue with the same 1 TB into 4 hard disks, total it will become how much? 4 terabyte of storage. Done? Nearly same, fine. Why I'm not adding more, I'll tell. If you want to add also based on the motherboard, might be you got 6 ports, that means 1 TB each, 6 TB it will become, correct? If a customer says, boss, my database is really very big, or I have a very huge amount of data I want to keep, but your server supports only maximum 4 TB or 6 TB or 10 TB kind of thing max, correct? What should be done? In your laptop, how many hard disks? Only one hard disk we see, correct? We got only one hard disk. What is the size? 1 TB. Simple question, if your 1 TB got filled, what you will do? External hard disk you need to connect, USB port and extra hard disk. If you want more than that, buy one more hard disk, put it to another USB, you have multiple USB ports. Same way, what you will do basically, if the internal storage in the box is not enough, you can add more hard disk like this. This is the box. CPU, right? You've seen the CPU box. We have it nowadays. The CPU box are also become very slim and sleek. How many hard disks we can keep, man? Hardly 2 maximum, right? If you see older CPU boxes are little bigger, hardly you can keep 4. Servers, the boxes are little bit bigger. Might be you can keep 6 hard disks, 10 hard disks, but you can't keep 50 hard disks in that. The limit. Okay, if you are done with the internal storage part, whatever the size might be 4 TB or 10 TB, let me make it as a 10 TB for you better, because I want to show some difference here. I shown for all the components. Okay, let me make it as what? 10 TB. Got it? Each disk is of 2 TB. I have 5 disks here, 10 TB. Done? Okay, let's continue. More than 10 TB if you want, what should I do? You need to attach the way you are doing it for laptop, correct? Yeah, but how should I connect? It becomes difficult. How much this? Again, another 2 TB you can add. If you want more, another 2 TB, another 2 TB. How I am going to connect becomes difficult. Concept is same, attaching. So what we do, you will get some separate boxes. Separate boxes you get, or a separate server you get, where it contains all the hard disk in it. Right? And they are connected with a high speed cable connectivity. A high speed connectivity is given on them. I hope it's visible, everyone. Right? It's okay. So this is a separate storage box, which consists of mostly all the disks, more number of disks, right? They're designed for a storage point of view to store more data, correct? And they are connected with my server with a high speed connector. You see, you got a 10 gigabit, this is a 25 gigabit. These are NIC cards. Which cards? Normal network interface cards. But these connectors are different again, right? They are with iSCSI, or FC. FC means fiber, right? Nowadays we are seeing the fiber. Yes, you will get fiber here. Inside server there is no fiber, right? Fiber is where now connecting from server to the storage, we got fiber here. Fiber, these are the fiber controllers and the cable. The fibers, they give you example like a 4 gigabit speed, 8 gigabit speed, 12 gigabit speed, right? 16 gigabit speed, 25 gigabit speed per 25 gigabits speed per second speed. Good enough. Good enough, right? Or more than that even. That depends on the model, version and all, and the cabling. So you require a fiber connector and also a cable. All the three should be compatible to each other. Example, if I have a TV and I got a D2H box, a dish, Tata Sky or Airtel, whatever it may be, and I have a HDMI, I should have to have HDMI here and also HDMI on my TV, and also I require a HDMI cable. Cables are different, then I can connect through HDMI to HDMI and I can get the full HD clarity, right? Connectors and also cable. Getting my point, please? Yeah. fiber. So now how many disks can be there in this one? Again another question, correct? So maximum generally we see 12 hard disks in each one. Now 12 into if I say 4 terabyte each one, if I want to go, how much it will become? 48 terabyte. If a client says, boss, my database is 400 TB or I want 400 terabyte of storage. Boss, instead of 4 TB, go for 8 TB. Increase 14 terabytes. Akal sir said, okay, go for 14 terabyte. It will be higher, not one way. Or the another one, what you can do, you can have more and more storage boxes or storage servers. Basically, we call them server only. These are storage server. Storage server, which consists of so many disks. Normally we see 12 kind of thing. You can add as many as disk you wanted. So 48 terabyte, that means nearly 10 storage boxes I have to connect, or 10 storage servers I need, correct? How many I need? 10 storage servers I need. So how I am going to connect in that case? You require a switch even, a switch where I'll keep this one little down in the same line, or okay fine, just understand these are the storage servers like this, correct? And they are connected like this to my server. If you have multiple USB hard disk on your laptop, you have only one USB port left. How you will connect? A USB hub you get, hub, USB hub. One I will connect here, that will have 4 ports or something, and I can attach 4 hard disk on it. Yes or no? Correct? Getting my point? Practically the way we use. Same thing, these are called switches. Like multiple systems need to communicate each other. We have networking switch. Right? You can see a small switch here, white. Correct? It's a small switch, and that's a 8 port. Like that you will have different, but that's a normal network part. These are fiber connectors, fiber connectors, fiber cable, and the switch is also going to be fiber switch. Right? So this way, this is a complete network kind of thing. My server can access my storage 1, storage 2, storage 3, like that all 10 storages or more than that. It's like a complete network, a storage network we call, right? Storage network. There's a complete network of storages through the switches. They are accessed by my DB server. Got my point? That means for any startup businesses, right, 24/7 they wanted, I will suggest please go for a server. You have enough hard disk inside. 10 terabyte is enough for you, you use it, or 4 terabyte is enough, you can use it. But if a business is growing too fast and become huge, and the guy says, boss, the storage is not enough, then he should go and buy what? A storage server, and they must be connected like this. The businesses really which are grown are having more data, huge data, they will end up having a server. Server is must. They will be having a server, and also they will have what? A storage servers also. Correct? Understood now? Online, any questions? Anyone? You're asking what we have in the storage servers. Again, that is a different concept. Again, talking about storages here. Within storages, there are different families are there, or models are there, right? Basically, storages, yeah, I said like a box which is set of disks only disks. We call them as a non-intelligent storages. There are storages which will have disks to store your data, plus also they will have some extra components. Let me make this box little bigger here, right? I hope it's visible. What more you got? They will have their own OS, they will have their own management software, they will have their own CPU, they will have their own RAM. Extra components will be there like this in your storage apart from the disks. These storage servers are called as intelligent storages, and these storages which contains only the disks, like your USB hard disk how you have, right? These are non-intelligent storage servers. Correct? Okay. So we got a server, or a client got a server, and what he decided, he want his database to be running here. So they have their database installed in a server, and also they have their application also running in the server. Possible or not? Both can run in a machine. Yeah. Within my personal PC itself, I have so many applications. Correct? So obviously in a server, yeah, they can have an application. There are many customers, clients are there, their projects are running this way even. They have a server and their application is inside the server. The same server is used by your database also. Got my point? Right. Okay. Now over a time, because any business they want to start initially they want to have minimum investment. They got a server and they got an application database running in them, but over a time, what happens as the business grows, the number of users who are accessing the application are increasing, and also the data is also growing in the database. Remember, always data always grows, data never shrinks. Till now in my life, I never seen data shrinking. Data is always growing. Data can be corrupted or lost, but it won't shrink. You look at your mobile, the best example, simple one example. Couple of years back, right? We used to have a mobile. How much? 32 GB internal storage, 2 GB RAM. Wow. What happened? No, not enough. Then we got 4 GB RAM, 64 GB of storage. Great that time. No, not enough later, over a time. Then 6 GB RAM with 128 GB, 8 GB, 10 GB, 12 GB RAM, 256 GB with extra memory card nowadays. Yes or no? Why? Data is growing. Data is growing too fast again, too fast. If you remember, you guys are really very young. A couple of years, I think Gurvinder can tell, he is also a senior. Anjay Gurvinderji. So couple of years back, like more than 10, 15 years back, Nokia 1100, very popular. The keypad.
Yes.
Anjay, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, very old. Yeah.
Nokia 3300.
Nokia
Double.
3300, another one, 1100, they are very popular. When you got that mobile, or even when we got that mobile, we never thought of upgrading. Why? We don't need. As long as it is running, we are using. If I go to menu, there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9 options are there. No extra memory card, nothing else, and no camera even. Getting my point? No extra apps, no camera to capture anything. So the mobiles, they are running it for years and years. People are using that time. But as the smartphone came, changed. We got slowly camera. We started capturing photos. Now we got cameras, very good cameras, 4K video. They say we buy it. But have you tried shooting anytime in 4K? Try it once. If you have a 4K camera, try shoot something for 1 minute and then see what is the size of the file. It will be minimum 2, 3, 4, 5 GB. 5 GB. Now 128 GB, what is the use then? If you shoot a small program at home, not enough. Data is growing, man. Photos, you see the photos, what you have, right? The pixels are growing. The size of the image is also growing. Earlier it used to be hardly 200 KB, 500 KB. Now it is 1 MB, 2 MB, not enough, 4 MB, 5 MB. Right? The size are growing. So data never shrinks. Keep it in mind. Same problem here. Database is growing day by day. Application, what? Application doesn't grow bigger, but the users who are connected to my application, number of users, they are growing. Earlier might be it is an in-house application. There were only 20 employees and we are running the business fine. As if you are doing good, from 20 it became 100. So 100 employees are accessing the application or not? The users, we call them end users who are working with application internally working with the database. So remember always, application and database will be there. Agree? I hope you all aware about this basic part, right? We all have banking where all your account details are saved, right? This is only a front end look kind of thing with program, right? The color, font, anything can be changed, theme can be changed, but data can't be changed. They can't say, sorry, your last transaction is gone. No way. If you want to change your logo also do it, but don't change my data. Data is very important than application, guys. Keep it in mind. Data is very, very important than application. Data is the main key for every business, even for us, right? If I give my mobile to a mechanic guy or repairer, something to some problem, hey, don't do anything with data. I want data as it is. Might be you want to uninstall some applications and I'll do it, but data is important. Correct? Data is very, very important for every business. So remember, that's why DBA roles or database admin roles, they never end. There is no end for them. Keep it in mind. Only thing that earlier we used to have only four databases, varieties, only four, right? And only a DBA learning any one thing is enough. But now we got so many varieties of databases. Databases are there. Varieties of databases, then you need to learn multiple things. So as a DBA, as you grow, right, older in DBA field, you don't need to stick only for Oracle. Start with one, but you need to learn other databases also in future. Keep it in mind. Don't stop learning, right? Okay, back to the part. So applications can grow, database can grow. At certain point, what happens when application is taking more load or it starts consuming more CPU and more memory, correct? Sometimes happens, or sometimes suddenly my database is getting overloaded, or some backup happening on my database, or bulk updates are happening on my database. So what happens when a huge activity happening on database, it start taking more CPU, more memory. Now in server we have CPU and also RAM or the memory that must be shared by both. But when any one start eating more, automatically it creates a performance problem for the, correct? When this one start consuming more CPU, more memory or more IO activity, automatically database performance will be slower. Even in my laptop, when I'm working with my notepad only, sometimes I feel it is very slow. Why? I found in the background antivirus scan is running. If antivirus scan runs, what happens? It will slow down the entire system. Working on a notepad also becomes slower for you. Opening a browser becomes slower. Correct? Why? Because these are the components which are shared by all the services, applications, databases in the machine. If anyone starts consuming highly, others are impacted. Keep it in mind. So these kind of challenges those customers face, and when they earned good enough in their business, they will decide, no man, we don't want these kind of problems. What shall we do? Let's have a separate server, right? And move this database into that. Move this database into that. Correct? Now, I'm going to say application. Now you got the CPU RAM. Now they are dedicated only for you. Whatever you want, you can use. Let me have a dedicated CPU and RAM, memory and the storage dedicated for database. I don't want both of them to fight. Simple man at home, if you have two kids, holiday especially, right? Parents cry a lot, right? When they're fighting, when they're playing is good. But when they start fighting, oh no, I want this. Same to the other guy also says, yes, I want this. When both starts fighting, parents come in picture, we say, what? Oh, wait, don't fight. Fighting for same resource, correct? Okay, do one thing. You take this one, you play in that room, you take this and you go and play that side. Don't fight now. We divide the resources, divide and manage policy, divide and rule already we seen, divide and manage policy is also there. Correct? Yes, that's what happening here now. We move out the services. So what happens now? My application, whenever it need to access database, there will be a connectivity between them. A high-speed connectivity can be used, like FC fiber connectivity, a normal Ethernet cable, whatever it may be, 10 gigabit, 25 gigabit, yes, they can be done. So there will be a cable connected between application server and database server. This network is called as what network? LAN. What do you mean by LAN? Full form? Local area network, a cable connected, directly connected through cables, right? And this server, now we call it as a application server, and this server we call it as a database server. Divided, right? So two servers we got now, one dedicated for application, one server is dedicated only for database and the connectivity through cable. How the clients are connecting, because we got so many users right here, so many users, my end users, how they are talking to my server. Basically end users, right? They all always communicate with what? Application. Example, I am an end user to a bank, ICICI Bank example, and I am going to access my details through, what is that, internet banking, a application. I am not directly accessing database. I am connecting to my internet banking application, right? So there might be some banking employees, their machines might be directly connected to the server, possible, from their branch. These are branch people. They are directly connected. So what kind of network it could be? LAN. And there are some clients are there, are end users, over the internet they are accessing the application. Possible? What kind of network this is called as? What we call WAN network. LAN, and another is a. So these are the end users, basically end users, we call it as a client machines. Clients, end users who will over the LAN or WAN, they connect to the application, and application program, they will connect to database over the LAN. This is a 3-layer architecture. I hope in your academics you would have already gone through this. Correct? Generally, practically, there are many more layers comes in between. There are a lot of firewalls comes in between, proxies comes in between. There are many more comes in between. But yes, standard design kind of thing. We have 3-layer architecture: client, application, and the backend what? A database. So now if you look at, this is our area, we work here, not on this, right? So this is our area where we work. So my database server consists of database, and all the resources are dedicated only to my database here. Understood? Yeah, please make a note of this. We'll stop the session here today. Tomorrow we will focus more and continue our session further, talking about database server. Already understood database server, what it is. So it is a server where you have database. So we'll understand what we have in database server. Correct? What are the components, my database components in my database server? Many more things we will discuss in our next session tomorrow.